Hey guys, welcome to your 12th Beginners Java tutorial, and in this tutorial I'm going to be teaching you about something called object-oriented programming. Now what this is, it's kind of a step up from what we've been doing so far inside this one tutorial class. Object-oriented programming is where you have a huge program, or rather when you have a huge program with multiple files, you need to reference the other files in different files at some point. For example, say you were making a large game. You would have a class for your players, you would have a class for your enemies, you'd have a class for your weapons, and now at some point the player class is going to need to reference the weapon class, and the player might need to reference the enemy class also to tell it what to do if something happened between them. But in this tutorial I'm going to be teaching you about something called a constructor, and also how to include an object of another class in your program. So to start out, we have our basic class here with our main method, and I'm simply going to, let's move this across a bit, I'm going to create a new file up here, or an even easier way is right click on the package and do new Java class, and I'm going to name this second class because it's the second class we're creating, and then you can just hit finish. And now if I move this back, it's generated a template for us, but we can delete those comments. So now if you remember the first thing I told you about, the first tutorial I told you about packages, but we haven't really been using them much. But now that we have another class, this package is useful because it includes the other class, such as this tutorial here. Sorry about that. And where was I? So in our second class we're going to program something, and then to call upon it we can simply write one line of code in our tutorial class here in our main method. So to start off with, I'm going to be creating a constructor. Now how you write a constructor is that it takes the same name as the class, and usually you make your constructor public. So we're going to write public, and it doesn't have a return type at all, not even void. You write public second class, and at the moment we'll leave the parameters empty. But now what the constructor does is every time a new instance of this class is created in an object, which I'll explain in a second, this code is going to be run here, hence why it's called a constructor. The code in here is required to construct this class. So now I'm going to create a new object of this class, or rather, let's, in our constructor, we're going to write some code, some basic code. System out print line second class has been created! Exclamation mark. Now we're going to create a new instance of our second class in our tutorial class, and that message is going to display out on the screen. So to create a new instance of our class, in our main method here, we're going to write new, or rather we're going to write, it's similar to when you declare a variable, except this time our variable is the class which we want to create, which is second class. So we're creating a new second class, and then we give it a name like you would with a variable. We're going to call it SC, and then this is equal to new second class with empty parameters, and then finish with a semicolon. Now this has created a new object of our second class up here. Now let's run this, and we will see, if we click run, we will see second class has been created because we've created a new instance of our second class. Now you may be asking, why is creating an object useful in Java? Well, I'm going to show you. So in our second class we're going to create a method outside of our constructor. We're going to create a method called add, like we did, or like we have done in the past. So public void add, and then it's going to take int a and int b, and we're just going to say int answer equals a plus b, and then print out the answer. System out print line, and then answer. So now we have add in our second class. If we came into our tutorial class now and wrote add as a method, that's not going to work because it's not part of this class. So what we do is we use a full stop to basically say look in the place I'm telling you for this method. So we've created our new second class object, which is called sc. So we're going to write sc, and then we're going to put a dot. And as you can see, different methods appear down here, but the first one we see is our add method. We can just hit enter, and it's automatically told us to enter number A and number B. I'm just going to say 10 and 30. So now that we've got this here, we can run this program, and we can see second class has been created, and then 40, which is the answer of 10 plus 30. Now, let me just explain again what's happened. So we've created a new instance of our second class, and we've named it SC, and that is equal to new second class. And this is called an object. This is an object of our second class. And now in our second class, we have a method called add, which adds number A and number B together. So to grab that method from the second class, we write the name of our object, then we use a full stop to reference the methods inside that object, and then we've written add, and we've used 10 and 30 as our number A and number B. So hopefully that all makes sense. When we get onto more complicated things, you will see why objects are incredibly useful and basically essential when you're programming Java. So that is it for this tutorial at the moment. Please subscribe and stick around for the next tutorial, because it's not boring anymore. It's getting interesting, more interesting by the tutorial, and we're really beginning to see how all of these things can fit together to create useful and functioning applications. So again, thanks for watching.